hello. Okay. Now we got it. Hello. Okay. We got it. That's weird. Out of nowhere, it just stops. It like we had the stream going.
All
Also,
right. Well,
also
now
my
we
cat's scratching at my door.
now we actually are reading levels here on
Yeah.
on audios.
Now we go.
So
All right, now we're
that's
good.
kind of a
Now
big,
we're good.
big
Let
one.
me turn this a little bit more towards you, my friend.
Yeah. So, like you guys heard clearly, the Giants offseason has gone exceedingly well. I like their additions of Isaiah Likely, pass catching tight end. Nice veteran Tremaine Edmonds there in the middle of the defense. Darnell Mooney, deep threat. Good draft overall. We got a tackle
Oh, absolutely.
in the first round. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. That's all that along with a new coach and a year two Dart and Cam Scatabo and a hopefully healthy year three Neighbors.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic.
Well, so key thing that I've seen out of training camp is he's already on the field moving around with
Yep.
aside Odell Beckham Jr.
Yes.
So I'm actually interested to see
Yeah. OBJ back to the Giants. How are you feeling there, Mr. Giants man?
I think he's gonna do really well. I think it's the right move. The team that kind of ditched him right there at the last second with Gettleman as their GM. Kind of just sent him off to exile with the Cleveland shit stains. Sorry to say, if anybody's a Cleveland fan in the chat, they suck. They kind of suck.
And if there are Cleveland fans in the chat, that was fun having Miles Garrett while it lasted. At least he had his record-breaking season with the Browns.
Yeah, that's about the only thing record-breaking about the Browns in the last 20 years.
Other than the 1-31 season, but we don't have to go that far.
Are we going to talk about the 0-16 years?
Yeah.
And the 1-15?
And their coach at the time famously pronounced that he would go jump in the lake if they went 0-16. I guess what happened, they went 0-16 when that happened. But we're not talking about the Browns quite yet.
My cat's just gonna keep scratching.
All right, we have cat difficulties now.
Yeah,
And homie has arrived. What's up?
She likes being in here when I have the door shut.
Hey, how we doing?
Oh, well, hello, our new viewers here on TikTok. How are you all doing?
Yeah. So all in all, are we giving grades to these off seasons or what?
Overall, so I'm just gonna go right again, just since some of these names didn't get popped up on our pop up via the microphone. Greg Newsome the second, 1-year deal. Isaiah Likely, Tremaine Edmonds, Darnell Mooney, Patrick Richard from which was mostly, to me, that was mostly what we call what am I trying to say? Not a core move, but trying to establish the culture. Harbaugh brought one of his own from the Ravens over to try to establish the culture over there, establish the same culture he had over in Baltimore. And the cool thing with that, I will say, I want to stick to Harbaugh here for a second, is that his adaptability he went from having a quarterback like Joe Flacco. So let's be honest here, Flacco didn't really have the legs. He had the legs at some moments in his career.
Super Bowl winning champion.
Yes,
Joe
that 1 year,
Flacco.
that 1 year wonder of Joe Flacco being the best quarterback.
Right. At his best, he was a great thrower of the ball, but not a great mover, runner.
But my point to Harbaugh was that the fact that he took a guy like that, and then he got a guy like Lamar Jackson, who's realistically probably the craziest, most athletic quarterback outside of Michael Vick, maybe. And he was able to adapt and entirely change his entire concept of the offense to match a guy that had crazy athleticism. Mm-hmm. And to me, not a lot of coaches will do that.
Right.
We saw that in New England with Bill Belichick, with Cam Newton. where he didn't. And of course, Cam was not the same player that he once was by that point in his career, but still the adaptability. And to me, that shows a great coach. And to me, with a guy like Dart, who's probably about in the middle between both of those guys when it comes to athleticism, I think he's gets a little bit of a Flacco and a little bit of a Jackson. But in no way, shape, or form, guys, am I comparing him to Jackson.
Jackson Dart has the potential to make a massive step this year, I feel like. And we saw last year his flashes of just raw talent, his speed, his ability to break tackles at the goal line. And he throws the ball well, too. I think with Harbaugh coming in, there's a huge potential for him to take another step forward and maybe not obviously become a MVP Lamar Jackson type right now, but I feel like the world is his oyster, and if he stays healthy, anything can happen.
100%. I think even if you get a Jackson Dart who's
You know?
a top 15 quarterback,
Right.
And-
Which is very possible this year.
well, especially with the weapons, you have Darnell Mooney, you have Isaiah Likely, you have
Neighbors.
you have Darius Slayton, you have Neighbors, you got OBJ. Like, they did the right things this
We'll
year.
see how involved in the offense OBJ is. I mean, that could be sort of like we throw you in there for 5 or 6 plays a game, but that could be enough to make some crazy plays and score some touchdowns.
100%. I think he's one of those guys that, like, you need reliable people when, say, a Neighbors goes down or
Right.
or a Slayton goes down.
Yeah.
Or hey, those guys need breaks. They ain't playing all 100 plus plays or whatever.
Right.
So it's like,
But again, that's why I think that the addition of Isaiah Likely is huge for them too, because we saw how good of a pass-catching tight end he was in Baltimore. He was behind Mark Andrews in that offense, but he had huge games where he would, I had him on one of my fantasy teams. He would regularly score 20, 30 points. Whatever the case is, that provides another weapon to Jackson Dart. I feel like he could sort of operate like a Trey McBride type, where he just catches a lot of passes, maybe gets a lot of volume, and he wouldn't be as great of a blocker as Trey McBride, but
appreciate the likes, guys. Thank you,
you
so
know,
much.
that's something that has a lot of potential in this offense this season.
Well, and one more thing about Likely before we move on to their draft picks really fast. I've also read some things about Likely being potentially the guy that gets to kind of like a Kyle Pitts in the sense where he's going to get moved around, where he's not just going to line up as a tight end. He's going to line up as a wide receiver or in the slot. And I'm like, I think
Kyle Pitts, #1 draft pick.
I think that's one of those guys that's likely is going to be the biggest wild card, especially for a young quarterback in Dart.
Yeah.
A young quarterback's best friend is a tight end.
Yep. Yeah, it just provides a safety blanket on, those 2nd and 5s, 3rd and 3s. If you need to, throw a little check down pass, if you need to move the sticks reliably, and you have a good tight end that can catch balls, I mean, he's going to get a lot of volume, I think.
And then we shift from this part of Giants talk to the draft picks. So as we all know, and we're not going to go through and critique every single one because we don't know what 6th round picks are going to be. So we're going to talk about the first 4 picks here. We've got linebacker Arvell Reese out of Ohio State, the Ohio State University. I think that was a great move. You're bolstering a defense that already had a lot of talent on there. You got Kayvon Thibodeau. You also have last year's #1 overall pick in what is his name? Abdul Carter.
Yeah. Yeah, on the end there.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like you're already like just filling this defense full of talent.
This is a young, exciting defense, and I feel like the Arvell Reese pickup also sort of offsets the loss of Dexter Lawrence. And
That was a big move.
it was a big move, but they're relying on him to take his place, and also he's a much younger version of Dexter Lawrence. And then their second pick, I think is Francis Maui Noah. I believe is how it's pronounced. But he was a consensus best tackle in the draft type prospect.
I appreciate the repost there, Eddie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we love you, Eddie. And so that provides a massive safety blanket on the line there for Jackson Dart to hopefully, again, stay healthy. Colton Hood and Malachi Fields not as familiar with. I believe Malachi Fields was a deep threat at Notre Dame, so that's kind of another weapon that Jackson Dart could use down the field.
Well, to me, so the additions of Malachi Fields and especially you're adding another wide receiver to that core,
Right, whatever.
And usually we've seen it in past drafts. Just because you get a first round pick, would you?
Yeah.
She changed her mind. She wanted to get out of here. It's a pain in the ass to get that door open. All right,
She'll be back for sure.
Oh, I'm sure. But so in past drafts, we've already seen it. Wide receivers coming out of the second or third round. It don't necessarily have to be a first round pick, and you hit a diamond. Look at Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson wasn't a first round pick. DK Metcalf wasn't a first round pick.
Right.
So can Malachi Fields out of Notre Dame? Can
Right.
he be the next guy? That's the diamond in the rough.
Yeah, it's very possible. And once you get to the third, fourth round of drafting, I think it's all about sort of
Development.
taking flyers. Yeah, exactly, on just raw talent and hoping development turns them into an incredible player in your system and whatever. I didn't even realize they have Jameis Winston behind Jackson Dart now.
Well, and also, here's the other thing I wanted to pull up is their depth chart. So right now, just so everybody's aware what's slated right now is Jackson Dart, Jameis Winston, and Brandon Allen as your three quarterbacks. Cam Scatterbo, Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary as your three main guys, with Eric Gray as your fourth. More than likely, I would say that they're going to probably stick with those three. And to me, that's the interesting dynamic. You got Scatterbo, you have Tracy, and you have Singletary. Singletary's probably not going to be one of those guys that takes a lot of carries away from or touches away from Scatterbo and Tracy, but he's a good third guy to have.
For sure. I mean, that's just a depth. That's like running back depth right there. The Tyrone Tracy is good, not great. I mean, he has his moments. He's a little bit maybe more agile than Scatterbo is, but Scatterbo's just the consensus number one back in this backfield, and if he stays healthy, I think he's going to have a great season. Devin Singletary, again, sort of like Tyrone Tracy, he'll give you yards, but he's not like a game changer.
Well, absolutely.
By any means. And Calvin Austin III is also a good addition as well in that wide receiver core.
I was looking at that wide receiver core. I'm like, that's crazy. They got Neighbors,
Right.
Slayton, and Mooney as your three wide receivers right there. And then you have Austin III, who came over from Pittsburgh, Fields, the third round pick out of Notre Dame.
Juju.
And then you have Juju, Braxton Berrios, the former Jet and former Dolphin. And then you got Isaiah Hodgins, Odell Beckham Jr., Jalen Hyatt, and then don't know who Dalen Kembry is.
Don't know who that is. Xavier Gibson,
Former Jet.
former Jet.
I love him and I will say shout out Xavier Gibson, punt return touchdown, week
Right.
1, 2023. That was one of my favorite
That's
moments.
9 serviceable receivers. I mean,
Some of these guys aren't going to make the roster.
yeah, Jalen Hyatt, I remember doing stuff last year. I mean, he was on the team. But that's probably practice squad guys. And again, an interesting little thing on their depth chart is Odell Beckham Jr. is in the third string of receivers, not the first or the second. And that's sort of expected. I mean, he's certainly at the end of his career, almost, you would think. But maybe could provide some interesting moments this season, I think that's very possible. And if by some case they make a playoff run, I certainly expect him to be involved.
Oh, 100%. And well, the thing is, same thing with Juju Smith-Schuster. Schuster, I think, is more towards the latter end of his career. I would expect, if depending on how the season goes, I'm predicting I'm not going to spoil my prediction because I'm really high on the Giants, but I think if things go as well as I think they're going to, I think you're going to see guys like Beckham and Austin and Juju get more attempts over guys like Fields and Hodgins and Berrios
Right.
and those guys, because I think they're going to need more of those veteran presence. And I think realistically, I think a guy like Beckham is, a lot of it is he's there to coach all these young guys and show them, hey, this works, this doesn't work, and just be a coach in that wide receiver room.
Mm-hmm. And again, I mean, he's coming back to the place where it all started. I feel like this is sort of like a homecoming thing for him in a way. And I mean, what better receiver that's currently active to have as that sort of veteran coach presence in your third string?
Absolutely.
You know,
what does scare me about the Giants is that outside of Likely, who, reminder, has had a little bit of a tiny injury history, Theo Johnson was good in some senses last year. Hopefully he can still take that step forward, even with Likely taking over the starting job. But outside of that, they don't have any other like notable names. Manhurts I've heard of, but I believe he played in Miami or Denver. The other guy I've never heard of.
Yeah, but and again, that's sort of why I think Likely's going to be such a big part of this offense. I mean, he is by far the most talented tight end that they have, at least from a pass catching and route running standpoint. So he's going to have to stay healthy for sure. I know Theo Johnson did, he's a serviceable tight end.
Yeah.
And he did have some moments, but
I also think he's going to play a role in the running game, helping out guys like Scadaboo and Tracy and Singletary.
the rostering of the strictly like fullback position is sort of on the out now, but Patrick Ricard has a great track record of being very involved and an incredible blocker on offense.
Traditionally, it's usually like you're pulling like a Manhurts or a
Third
Findone.
tight end, whatever the case is.
But also looking at their offensive line, that's a good sign if you're the Giants, having Mauigoa or
Mauigoa,
Mauigoa as your starting right guard. Even though he was drafted as a tackle, they moved him over to right guard, and that's a huge sign, is that he was able to move from that position, guys, and still he's lined up as their number one on that part.
Right.
And to me, like, their offensive line definitely moved forward with a move like that, but you also never know what you're going to get out of guys that are first round picks. As I will say, the Jets know all about that.
It's true. It sort of reminds me of like when the Lions got Penei Sewell. He was just such a impressive prospect, like generational in terms of blocking and overall tackle ability, that they switched him. I believe it was from left tackle to right tackle, or
and that's a little bit easier. I will say is a lot easier for.
He also did play guard at one point.
Well,
So there are tackles that can do it all. I mean, they're that good.
But I will say normally you see like, a left guard move to right guard.
Correct. Yeah.
You normally see a right tackle move to left tackle, or more traditionally it's a left tackle that is drafted and then he gets moved to right tackle. So like for me, I'm like, that's an interesting move, but because he already won it looks like he's already won the starting job at right guard, I would say that eases the concern there.
Right.
But let's quickly just go over the defense really quick. You have Javon Holland there in the back end. I think that's a huge that's just a huge spotlight right there to help already kind of a young core in the the secondary. Pinnock came back after a short stint with the Niners, but oddly enough, he is the backup behind Tyler Nubin. And then you have Greg Newsome the second, who came in and made it was a huge move by the Giants to bring him in 1 year, $10 million, just to bolster up and bring some much needed veteran presence there in the secondary as well.
For sure.
I
mean, their secondary kind of scares me a little bit, but that is just a very formidable middle of the defense right there with Brian Burns, Arvell Reese, Abdul Carter, and DJ Reader. People forget it. He was dominant. And then Tremaine Edmonds.
Wait, who do they have?
DJ Reader from the Bengals.
Oh, DJ Reader. I thought you said DJ Reed for a second. But Shelby Harris on the line is good. Darius Alexander is also DJ Reader. Brian Burns, Arvell Reese, Tremaine Edmonds, Abdul Carter. Oh my God!
Yeah, their defense is stacked.
That linebacker
for sure.
Yeah, that just basically, to me, they're running a 3-4 defense.
Now, from the looks of it, the Giants should have a very good hold on low running yards per game next year, not allowing a whole lot on the ground for their opponents. But, they don't play the games on paper for a reason. So we'll see.
One of my friends, he's like, "Is this your new co-host? If I knew I got fired, a 2-week notice would have helped." Bro, you've never even been on here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yes, sir. Call me... co-host Jeremy. Yeah, that's
the J802, guys.
Ooh, yeah, J802. Actually, that has a nice ring to it. I kind of like that a lot.
There you go. That came off the noggin, brother.
Oh, that was a good one.
But I think that pretty much...
All right, yeah, that covers the Giants. Let's...
So,
Jordan Stout, by the way, great punter.
All right, so we're going to go just quickly through their schedule really fast, guys. We're just going to go one by one. Dallas... This is going to be a tough one to me. Like, for me,
at home,
but also Dallas has probably one of the best defenses in football. I mean, one of the best offenses in football with both George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. We don't know what version of Javonte Williams we'll see, but I feel if this ends up being since it's an early game, early season affair, I'm going to say they lose this game, actually, against Dallas. Because I think it's going to take time for this young Giants secondary to really, take hold. And you're asking Greg Newsome II to really shine as the number one corner.
I think that's going to be a shootout, for sure. I think the Cowboys offense could put up 40 pretty easily in terms of CeeDee Lamb and Pickens just running the secondary on the Giants ragged, but I think the Giants can score a lot themselves, and
I agree.
It'll be a shootout. I'm going Giants though at home over Dallas week 1.
Okay, so
that's what I'm going.
We got 0-1 versus 1-0. Okay, and then we go against my favorite for a Super Bowl pick.
This game, on the other hand, I'm saying L.
I'm going to take the L on this one, too. They're playing the Los Angeles Rams, which, spoiler alert, they are my Super Bowl pick this year, guys. Miles Garrett, that team is going to be deadly. So I have them at 0-2. He has them at 1-1. Got Tennessee. I'm high on Tennessee this year because they've made a lot of strides, especially on the offensive side of the ball to help out former number 1 overall pick. The Rams are going to go 17. You are wild on that one.
Yeah, I owe him like thousands of dollars if that happens.
I was going to say, I'll jump in quote Hugh Jackson, I will jump in a lake if they go 0-17. Man.
Right, yeah.
Straight up.
I'll jump in Lake Champlain with the E. coli warning. Don't care.
Yo, straight up though.
If the Rams are that bad, there's just no way, right?
That basically means Myles Garrett tore his ACL. Matthew Stafford tore his ACL. Kyron Williams tore his ACL.
Well, every starter tore their ACL because Puka Nakua alone is gonna win at least one game. You know?
So we got. So I got 1 and 2. You got 2 and 1, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna take them over Tennessee, and I'm also very high on the Titans this year. My Tennessee Titans, they made a lot of good moves, but week 3, I think the Giants are gonna start finding their footing after a big win in Dallas week 1.
I also think they're gonna beat Arizona.
I'll say yes to that. I'm not high on Arizona this year.
Yeah, me for a rip of the old John F. Kennedy. Yo.
Yo, dude, speaking of the John F. Kennedy... Oh, wait.
The old Tennessee Titans. Yo, that's actually awesome. The Tennessee Titans.
And the Tennessee Titans are going to the playoffs this year. And you can put that on
man willing to bet that on FanDuel?
I'll bet that on FanDuel for sure.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee.
I'll say this. You may be confident in your Titans. I ain't confident in my Jets. If Jets make the playoffs, I would...
that would be highly surprising.
I'd put my head through my ceiling because I'd jump in so much excitement.
Yeah.
I'd all of a sudden become Michael Jordan and be able to jump through the roof.
You just dunk a basketball for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing with the Jets is if you get your hopes up ever, they will always let you down. So, even when they make it. Wow.
Apollo's getting salty because he said, get my Cardinals name out of your fucking mouth.
Cardinals, sorry, not high on them, but Jeremiah Love could be fun to watch.
I also like Jacoby Brissett. Like
Brissett's fine.
He played really well for them last year.
Brissett's fine.
Which is crazy that he outplayed Kyler Murray in that offense.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Giants.
Quick side note. How do you think of Kyler Murray in Minnesota? Do you think that will work?
I think that's gonna be a fucking deadly combo. I think they just found their guy in Minnesota.
You think so?
I really do. Like I think that's
interesting.
I
think Jay Jett is due for a bounce back season.
Well, and then Jordan Addison too. You gotta think like
he's good.
That and then the old Chad Pennington. Yo, he didn't even have to switch that up either. The old Chad Pennington.
Okay, so I have them at 3-1 after 4.
Okay.
You have them at 2
and 2.
2 and 2. Okay. At Washington.
I'm going the upset win over in Washington. I'm going the Giants over the. I almost called them the Skins. I still call them the Skins, but yeah.
Me too, bro.
I'll say this. I'm gonna say it then. Giants over the Skins, not the Commies.
Giants over the Skins. I have them at 4-1.
And then I got them over New Orleans.
Over New Orleans, 5-1. You have them at 4-2. I have them at 5-1. However, Houston Texans week 7 is where it all comes to an end. This Texans defense is looking like one of the best defenses ever on paper. It really is. They have stars at every single position.
Stingley Jr. is also really, really good.
I think if CJ Stroud can simply just
get the fucking
sort of come back to his old rookie self in a way and just play average football, I think that the Texans have a strong chance to make a Super Bowl run. I really
100%.
do. But I'm high on them this year for sure. But Giants losing in week 7 to Houston, 5-2.
What's interesting about Houston is that they just got David Montgomery.
Yes, that adds a big layer to their running game. Woody Marks is fine, maybe, but
I think the sad part I will say about the Texans' offense is Joe Mixon's career probably over.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just released during the offseason. I was actually sad to see that.
That's a sad story. I mean, he was
one of the best running backs.
Really a great running back just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. I had him. Oh, dude, I had him in fantasy.
Oh, yeah. He was putting up monster numbers every week. And then he got hurt. No one should be drafting Joe Mixon this year, by the way, if you're not aware, in fantasy at least, you know. All right, week 9. Week 8 bye, week 9 at Philly.
Oh, I didn't even pick my pick against Houston either. So I'm gonna go. I'll agree with you. I'll go with Houston winning that game, and then I'm not as high on Philadelphia this year, guys. So I'm gonna take the Giants over Philly in Philly for the first game out of the bye.
Right. I like that a lot, actually. When I first saw this matchup after the bye week, I was really thinking, I mean, Philly's got to have the upper hand here, especially in Pennsylvania. But after the bye week, I think they're going to come out firing.
Especially if they lose to Houston, I feel like they're gonna be
right.
They're gonna be pissed.
And I think they're maybe not as strong as Philly all around, but they can certainly match up with them well this year, in the sense that, the problem with Philadelphia is they have such a great run defense, with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter there on the line. So, Scatabo might have a tough day there, but I think that if they could break down their secondary, I think that could be a win too. To be honest, I'm gonna go dub over Philly.
Okay, so just to recap here at week 9, I got Philly. The Philly is a win, Houston is a loss, New Orleans is a win, Washington is a win, Arizona is a win, Tennessee is a win. So we're looking at 5-3, right?
Yeah, you're at 5-3. I'm at 6-2.
Okay.
Losses to LA and Houston.
And I think so I'm gonna go with them beating Washington as well again on a Thursday. Especially if they pull off the upset win against Philly at home, or again in Philly. I think they're gonna be wired for that Thursday game. And, a short week, and I think they're gonna take, especially at home. The crowd's gonna be crazy at MetLife. As I usually like to say, Jet Life, but in this case, it's Giants. So
Giant Life
Stadium, and I think Giants are going to sweep the Commies on the season series and take both games.
Yeah, the Soviet Union's favorite team, the Washington Commies. I actually have the opposite feeling about this week. I don't know if the short week's going to benefit them necessarily. And I'm a little bit higher on Washington this year than I think some people are. I mean, yes, they did just sign Diggs, but I think Jaden Daniels is due for a bounce back year. He was hurt most of last year. Clearly something was bothering him on the field. They just kept getting riddled with injuries. But with that 1-2 punch of McLaurin and Diggs on the front line there, and let's not forget about Bill Krosky-Merritt. I mean, he had a lot of people were kind of up in the air about what he'll be or what he is, but he had some 100-yard games last year and some multi-touchdown games last year.
It'll be interesting to go over them here.
It will. So, but I'm gonna pick Washington. I say all that to say I'm picking Washington week 10. So we have the same record now.
We got 6-3.
6-3, both of us.
Okay, now we got Jacksonville. I'm not very high on Jacksonville. I'm very much they let go of ETN. They're putting all their eggs in one basket with Tootin. I'm just I abandon ship if you're picking anybody in fantasy with Jacksonville.
You don't think Brian Thomas is gonna make any comeback? No.
I don't know. It's just they
don't have the firepower, right?
They don't have the team around him in the wide receiving core.
And I think Liam Cohen's not a bad coach either.
I think they just need they need another, they could have benefited from a Stephon Diggs.
Oh, for sure. They could have benefited from signing a running back or something. I mean, Basil Tootin's is an interesting prospect, but I feel like you need a little bit more veteran presence there to start maybe 100%. The year.
They
lost ETN, and he was a big part of their offense.
And I was really surprised they let him walk because he came off a really good year.
Right. So I'll go with you on that.
7-3.
7-3.
And we got Indy.
At Indy, that's interesting.
I'm really, again, not high on Indy. And the only reason why I say that is because look at Aaron Rodgers, look at J.K. Dobbins, two recent guys with Achilles injuries. The following year after that Achilles injury, it was not amazing years for those guys.
Right.
So
you're saying Jonathan Taylor can take a step back?
no,
here.
I'm saying Daniel Jones.
Or Daniel Jones. Sorry, yeah.
Cat's fucking scratching the door again. But
Let him in, or
sure, it's Penelope. Morning, Penelope. Big fat kitty. Come here.
right. So,
But I'm just like they. Plus, they let go of Pittman. Pierce is already hurt coming into the preseason. It's like, I think all signs are Jonathan Taylor's going to be their entire offense.
that's what it's looking like. Who did they get on? I mean, they lost Michael Pittman.
Yeah, they traded him to Pittsburgh.
They traded
for
him-
basically pennies on the
They
dollar.
traded him to Pittsburgh.
They gave up a 6 and a. They got a
Who
six-round pick.
Who is on the receiving core now?
Alec Pierce, and that's basically.
And they gave him back to Alec Pierce, didn't they?
Yeah,
paid
and
him
that was the only reason why.
paid him
they had to
120 million or something.
Well, that's the reason why they had to let Pittman walk, because they
They didn't have enough money.
They didn't have enough money to pay.
Kind of crazy for that.
And I'm like, if you're Pierce,
Did they draft any? Did they draft any offense? I forget.
I forgot. I've already reviewed them.
Okay. Well, anyways, I'm going.
Their defense is going to be good. They got Sauce over there in Indy. I'm going to say it like I said it the other last week with this. I'm still pissed at the Jets let go of Sauce. I'm very pissed about that still.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Sauce is an incredible lockdown corner. I think Indianapolis might have a little bit overpaid for him just because they thought they
Two
were
first rounders.
They thought they were in the window last year, and then they weren't.
Well, yeah, he
immediately
tore his Achilles.
after Daniel Jones tore his Achilles, and Anthony Richardson was also hurt. So they had to go to the third string.
I also think that's going to be an interesting dynamic too.
Right.
That Richardson is going to be the number 2.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that Richardson could get himself back into the, like, not saying he's going to be their quarterback by any means, because they already paid Daniel Jones a bag. But I definitely think that's going to basically set it up where he could potentially get traded at the deadline, maybe.
For sure. Oh yeah. If he plays well, I mean,
Yeah.
through the first half, you know.
Oh, Herman saying, "What up, pendejo? What? Oh, ¿cómo estás, puta?"
Ah. Me hablo un poco español.
Yo,
Un poco. Un poquito.
un poquito.
Yeah.
Yo.
Just a bit, you know.
All right. So I'm gonna. So on that note, we're gonna go 7-3, right?
7-3.
Right.
Fuck Indy. Annapolis this season. Not a fan.
Well, I know you're a Titans fan, bro.
Yeah. True. I do love the Titans. But Celtics and Red Sox die hard. Don't get that mixed up.
He just said excellent Spanish, dude. He said excelente español, amigo.
Gracias, amigo. Gracias.
Gracias, marica.
I try my best, you know. Azul. That's blue. I know that.
All right.
Azul.
He taught me the word marica, so
Okay.
yeah, I'm not gonna say what that means on stream.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
I'm not trying to get banned.
Well, we're not gonna get banned. Not yet, at least.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe in the future.
We'll piss somebody off. So
So,
And then San Francisco, my only thing with them is injuries.
Every year with San Francisco, it
Well,
seems like.
I will say the interesting dynamic with San Fran is Mike Evans.
But is that injuries as well?
Yeah,
you know, he's also in his
but if-
13th year,
But
12th or 13th
outside
year.
of last year, dude has always had 1,000 yards in a season.
That's true.
So can he be the guy that helped Brock Purdy take an entirely huge leap forward, being Mr. former Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the answer. They also drafted a receiver like number 20, who was not the consensus top receiver prospect at the time, which was an interesting move. I'm sure they have some sort of plan for him. He'll probably be their number one, or well, Mike Evans
Clear number one.
is the clear number one, but behind him,
Pearsall's hurt. He's
Right.
already out with a PCL injury for the rest
so
of the year.
behind Mike Evans, I think this rookie that they have now is probably.
Well, and they got,
take
and
his-
nobody knows what you're gonna get with
No one
Brandon
knows.
Ayuk.
No one knows.
Well,
Ayuk's done. He's publicly stated he's done with San Francisco.
And then he wanted to play with the Commanders, and that door kind of
Which I
got
was
shut.
upset about because I drafted him last year as a flyer in my fantasy football, one of my leagues, and not only did he not play, but it doesn't look like he'll play in the NFL again, really. It's like there are certain players that.
Penelope, you want to get out again? Jesus.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
Does she want to go again?
Yeah, I guess. She changed her mind again.
We're gonna keep her out for a while.
Yeah.
This thing's
It's a pain in the ass because I have a comforter over the door.
She's
Sorry,
gonna
man.
stay out for a while.
Sorry, broski. But yeah, I'm gonna say Giants. Giants will beat San Fran. So that means they're 8-3.
Yep. 8-3. That's where I'm going with.
And then we go to Seattle. At Seattle, the defending Super Bowl champs.
8-4.
I'll say that. No, it's hard to win in Seattle.
Very hard,
So
for sure.
8-4. And then they get, lo and behold, the team that we were shitting on so bad earlier.
Oh, the Browns.
the
Browns.
Cleveland shit stains.
Oh, boy.
I'm so horrible for saying that, but that's my nickname I've had for them for years.
I mean, it's just every single year you find something to be a little bit hopeful about. Maybe it's a new draft pick. Maybe it's someone they traded for. And then it just turns into 3-13.
Well, and the thing is, there's so much surrounding Cleveland with Deshaun Watson finally coming back after like a year and a half.
Right.
And you have Shador Sanders right on his heels.
Be careful booking any massages, by the way, around that guy. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You never know. You gotta be careful.
Jesus.
That's a win.
And then Judy. The problem is I don't think Jerry Judy has ever really truly panned out as a wide receiver. But I will say I agree that's a win. So
Judy's
9-4, and then they really close the season with a hell ending. You got at Detroit, at Dallas, and then Philly again.
Yeah, it's a tough stretch at the end. That'll determine whether they make the playoffs or not. Those last 3 games too. I feel like
8-4, so that are 9-4, right?
Yep.
9-4.
I'm at
so-
9-4.
Yeah, we're both at 9-4 at this point. I'm gonna say they lose to Detroit. I'm gonna take the gamble and say they split with Dallas and they take the one at Dallas. And then Philly, I don't see them sweeping Philly twice. I mean, beating Philly twice. So I think they're gonna split that, and that's gonna be a Philly win.
All right.
So
I don't really like that last 3-game stretch there. That's tough. I mean, in Detroit, in Dallas, and then against Philly, and you're expecting hopefully to make the playoffs. I mean, these are going to be the games that determine that. More than likely, I don't think the Giants are going to have double-digit wins by this time. So
they need just one win out of that to get.
I'm gonna say they lose to Detroit. I think Detroit is out for revenge this year. I think they come back and are one of the strongest teams in the NFC. At Dallas, I think they will probably lose that as well, just because I agree. I think they split with Dallas, and I had them winning week 1. Yeah. And then Philly, I'm gonna say 9-6. I don't like these last
it'd be
3 games.
9-8.
9-8.
So, and then for me, I'm saying they finished 10-7 on the season.
Yeah,
I think they are gonna squeak out. They're gonna have to win games that they're not supposed to. In this case,
I'm gonna say 9-8, but I think the Giants have potential to be a 12-13 win team. I really do.
Safe to say ceiling is probably 12 wins.
I'm gonna say ceiling 12 wins,
and basement is probably 8. We'll say at the very least,
unless it's a catastrophic year in terms of health, right? Because again, like if they get struck by the injury bug, if Scadabo's out for 8 weeks, 10 weeks, Neighbors, same thing. You never know what you're gonna get with those guys yet, at least. So if we can get one full healthy season, yes, I think ceiling 12 wins, basement 8 wins.
Okay. Well, which team do we want to go to next? Dallas, Washington, or Philly?
Let's go Dallas. That's the first.
The Dallas Cowgirls.
Dallas.
I had to.
The Dallas Cowgirls, who, by the way, actually drafted defense this
They
year.
went fucking hella defense.
Caleb Downs, incredible prospect in the secondary.
Out of the
Ohio State. He's looking like the best safety from this class.
Malachi Lawrence out of the edge from the University of Central
they drafted
Florida.
2 edges in the first and third round. First and third round.
And then Deshaun Barham, edge rusher from Michigan. And then they also went a little offense with Drew Shelton, offensive tackle out of Penn State, 4th round pick. And then we'll talk about Devin Moore, cornerback out of Florida, in the 4th round. And lastly, I'll say one more guy here because he's a 4th rounder. LT Overton, edge rusher from Alabama. And I feel like that's worth mentioning since he's from Alabama.
Yeah, and Alabama, as we all know, produces NFL level talent every single year without a skip in that department. They're always good.
I'd say overall they hit a home run with fixing their defense.
Yeah,
We'll just quickly take a look at their. This is what's got me scared with the Cowboys is their receiving core. Lamb Pickens, Flournoy, but also you have Turpin, who's a speedster. Valdez Scantling, who is also a speedster.
Jonathan Mingo is interesting too because he was on the Panthers. He was drafted there to be kind of one of Bryce Young's targets, but he didn't really pan out there. Maybe the second shot with the Cowboys. I think maybe who knows what could happen with Mingo.
Oh God, Denzel Mims, ghost from the Jets pass,
but
former 2nd round pick that just flat out bust.
If one thing's clear with the Cowboys is that 1-2 punch of Lamb Pickens is the best in the league. That is, in my opinion, the best 2 receiver set you could have. Pickens is just a monster, and we saw that last year. And CeeDee Lamb, he gets enough targets to be wide receiver 1. It's just, those are the 2 best guys. We saw it last year. They had an incredible offense, terrible defense, which is why they drafted mostly defense.
And quite frankly, their offensive line's still going to be nice with Tyler Smith there, one of the very few of their veterans still left. Their offensive line should be good. And then looking at their defense headed by, on the defensive line, Quentin Williams,
yeah.
Former Jets.
Mm-hmm.
And you have Kenny Clark on the defensive line.
And Rashawn Gary, too.
Rashawn Gary, the linebacker.
Overshone's good. D. Winters, dude. Oh, wow. D. Winters from the Niners, by the way.
Yeah, this defense.
Kobe Durant, also from the Rams. I didn't realize that. And Malik Hooker, who, by the way, was the best Titans defender last year besides Jeffrey Simmons.
And they still have Deron Bland as well.
Okay, wow, that defense is looking a lot better. And then their new Caleb Downs,
who is now playing nickelback. He's not playing safety. He's playing nickelback.
Nickelback's interesting.
So the fact that he's the number 1 there, at nickelback. I think that's interesting to say the least. But also, they got Jalen Thompson, they got Malik Hooker, and they got plenty of depth there at the safety position. So I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think similar to the Mawanoa thing, though, is maybe the way they want to play their system. They just want to see what Downs can do at nickelback, and then I mean, if they can turn him into that too, along with an incredible safety.
Their schedule doesn't look fucking very friendly.
We got some heavy hitters.
Yeah, they. So I already said the Giants were gonna lose that opening game. They play Washington week 2. It's so tough. I'm gonna go Dallas. So Dallas starts 2-0 in my book.
I'm gonna go Dallas in week 2 over Washington. Again, like I say, Washington I think is in for a bounce back year, but not week 2. I don't think they are.
So you're at 1-1 because you picked the Giants,
Right?
And I'm at 2-0.
Yep.
I think I'm also picking that they beat Baltimore. I think
Interesting.
I think
Okay.
they beat, especially at home.
That's an
I'm gonna say 3-0.
Okay.
I think their first loss goes against Houston potentially, depending on which version of CJ Stroud we see.
What? That game against Houston's gonna be really fun to watch. That's a star-studded defense against a star-studded offense. Baltimore. I'm gonna say they beat Baltimore. At home. I just don't think Baltimore's secondary has an answer for Lamb and Pickens. I don't see that happening. Even though that could be a shootout, though. I think Baltimore can score a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
points.
that's gonna be an absolute shootout. I think it's gonna come down to when it comes to Baltimore and even the Houston game. I think it's gonna come down to whoever runs the ball better.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Whoever can get those
You gotta
hard,
control the pace.
those hard yards on the ground, control the pace.
And if Javonte Williams plays anything like he did last year, Javonte Williams could even have a better season because there's another year in that offense of
Right.
having all those guys together. I'm gonna pick. Crazy enough, I'm gonna say that Dallas goes 4-0 out the gate.
Okay. Against Houston, I think they will squeak out a win. So I'm gonna say 3-1 out the gate.
And then Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a team I find like that they're going to be one of them under the radar teams. I think Ibuka takes a huge step in year 2 because of the fact, you don't got Mike Evans there.
Well, he's wide receiver 1 now for sure.
And then you have Chris Godwin another year removed from his catastrophic dislocation of his ankle. I think he steps back in and plays his role as the number 2 because he's never been a number 1.
He'll be a solid number 2 if he's back healthy.
And Baker Mayfield, we've seen what he's able to do. He was pretty much an MVP candidate last year, midway through season.
Oh yeah.
And to me, I think that's right there. That's your guy.
Another reason why the Browns are the worst franchise ever. They gave him up after he got them to the playoffs for Deshaun Watson, the worst signing ever. And they could have used that money to bolster up, the offensive weapons around Baker Mayfield. They could have used that money to bolster up the defense even more. Nope. They used that money to sign Deshaun Watson.
And that's why they're the Cleveland Shit Saints.
And that's why. And they're not going to lose that title until they can prove otherwise.
Until they realize, show that they're not one of the most dysfunctional franchises like the New York Jets.
Right.
Like,
unfortunately, that just doesn't seem to ever be in sight with them. So Tampa, are you saying win or loss?
I'm gonna actually take the upset here with Tampa Bay upsetting the Cowboys.
Okay, that's not a bad take. I'm gonna say Thursday night.
It's a Thursday nighter too. That's why I'm like, this would be the game where they're riding high. They're 4-0 at this point in the season, and then they get a quick turnaround. 4 days later, they play the.
You know what? I'm gonna be bold and say I agree with you. I think Tampa Bay upsets them. I'm very high on the offense this year. I think Igbokwe and Bucky Irving can both take big steps forward. Bucky Irving's third year now, I believe. At the same time though, it's easy to imagine this Cowboys offense sort of being a boom or bust depending on the week. And so that's another reason why I'm going to say the upset happens here. I kind of agree.
All right.
4-0.
Now we get. So I got 5-0, or
You have 4-1. I have 4-1. No,
I got 5-0.
You got
no,
5.
Yeah, 4-1. I got 4-1 because I just said Tampa Bay's winning. I'm stupid.
I said Tampa Bay's winning.
So yeah, I got 4-1, and you got 4 and.
I got 4-1 because of the Giants.
So you have 4-2 now.
4-2. Oh, sorry. Yeah, 4-2.
So, and then we got so this is going to be the tough stretch right here. At Green Bay, at Philadelphia. I'm going to say, when you coming back? What do you mean when you coming back? I'm going to say, I'm not as high on Green Bay this year. I don't know what it is. The fact that they let Wicks go, they let who's the other guy they let go? Wicks, and then
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
Yeah.
Dobbs is a Patriot,
Yeah.
which I'm not. As a Jets fan, I was very pissed.
Yeah, I think the Green Bay's offense is looking not fantastic. I think Josh Jacobs is going to get a heavy workload. I don't know. Their receiving core is very lacking for a quarterback, again, who is Jordan Love is a good quarterback, but he needs weapons around him. He's not like a Josh Allen type where he can just create, everything from himself, generate, 30 points by himself, at least consistently.
I'm going to say they beat Green Bay in the Bay.
I'm going to say they beat Green Bay in the Bay as well.
And then I'm also going to double down and say they beat Philadelphia as well. I think they can beat Philly. So right now I have them at a 7-1 or 6-1. 6-1.
I say Philly takes that game at home in Philadelphia. I still think Philly's a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying they're going to be the best team in the league. I'm not saying they're going to be unstoppable, but they're very strong. And I get AJ Brown's gone, and a lot of their offense is going to rely on Mekhi Lemon being good, their first round pick.
Well, and
But
Devontae.
Let's also remember that Kevin Petula was calling plays for them last year, and that was one of the most stagnant offenses I've ever seen in my life. So if they can just get better play calling and maybe more sustained drives going, like we know Jalen Hurts has the ability to do.
I'm gonna say, look at what he did to Kansas City a couple years ago.
Right, but you're right. I mean, there's a little less
There's a little less firepower.
there's a little less firepower when it comes to Mekhi Lemon replacing AJ Brown. If he's not that good, then this Eagles season could take a turn for the worse. But Devontae Smith, I think, is a good option to have. I mean, he's really fast.
I just want to see because Brown was the number one.
Right.
I'm curious, how does he transition into taking that number one position?
Right.
Because to me, I think he's a little too small to be a number one wide receiver.
Again,
That's just my only worry. He has the skills. It's a matter of the size. Can he make the very high contested catches?
Right. And again, that's why the Mekhi Lemon thing is so important, that he can kind of pop off for them in year one.
He's just got to take the attention off of Smith so Smith can be great like he is.
Exactly.
But so I got a 6-1.
They also have Saquon Barkley, by the way. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah, Saquon.
Can't forget about Saquon.
The problem is that Dallas defense is going to be scary good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna say Philly beats Dallas though. in that.
So we got 6-1 for me, and you have
So I have
5-2.
well, no, because I have
5-3.
5-3 because I have
4
I have 5-3 because or wait
4 and
1, 2 I have 4-3. 4-3
yeah. Then they play Arizona.
win.
That's a win. So 7-1 there. 5-3 for you. Indy, that's a win.
No explanation needed.
8-1.
I have 6-3. You have 8-1.
All right, and then San Fran. I say they're beating San Fran as well.
Okay.
So 9-1.
7-3. They beat St. Fran.
They beat Tennessee.
Yeah, this is the stretch where they're gonna. I think they go on a heater from weeks 8 until 12.
And so they beat Tennessee. They're 10-1.
8-3.
Then they lose. I'm gonna say this time they lose to Philly on a Thursday nighter.
Okay.
So 10-2.
I think they beat Philly on this Thursday night. I think they avenged their loss in week 7 and beat them in week 12. So that would make them 9-3 for me.
And then I also see them losing to Seattle.
I see that as a loss as well.
So that's 10-3.
The good times are not rolling in Seattle, unfortunately. There.
And they lose. Then they go to the bye week. They lose in the bye week.
If we could add an L to the Cowboys record in the bye week, all would be well.
And then we got so this is going to be an interesting stretch here at the bottom. You have LA, you have Jacksonville, you have the Giants, and you have Washington at Washington. Two of these last 4 games are on the road. So I'm going to say again, I have a hard time seeing the Rams losing. With that offense, they got so we were talking about some of the best 1-2 punches in the league. They might have the best 1-2 punch. Devontae and Puka.
Yeah. That's hard to argue against, for sure.
Like the only other comparison I'd say is Dallas with CD and George.
Yeah, that's gonna be an electric game, week 15. Wow, LA and Dallas. If everybody's there for it, obviously everyone's healthy for it.
Both defenses are stacked. Both offenses are stacked. That might be very well the game of the year.
Has potential, definitely.
Like
I think any game that LA is involved in this year, it has potential for that. I mean, they're Showtime. Myles Garrett on defense, Puka and Devontae on offense.
Aaron Donald might be coming back too.
Right. I would actually be shocked if he didn't. That game, I think LA wins though. I think it's.
I'm gonna say so. Dallas continues their downward spiral here. That would mean for me they're losing 3 games in a row, so that would make them 10-4.
No, that would make them. Yes, that would make them.
And then they're gonna beat Jacksonville.
Yep.
I already said they'd lose the Giants.
I think they win this game against the Giants.
Yeah, you picked that. So they're 11-5.
11-5 for both of us.
And then they play Washington to end the season at Washington. And I think to me that's going to be a game where Washington's going to need that more than Dallas. They're 11-5 going into that game. I could see Dallas resting their guys at that point in the season.
Yeah.
And they finish 11-6.
And Washington taking that advantage of that.
So
I could see that. I could see that too, honestly. Not a bad take.
I'm going to say 11-6.
I agree. 11-6. I think Washington wins and maybe sneaks into a wild card spot with that win.
And now, do we want Washington or Philly?
No, I was just talking about Washington. Let's go over them.
The Commies.
The Washington Redskins, boys and girls. Don't forget it.
Facts.
There's no fucking Commanders.
I honestly don't know enough about their draft picks.
Sonny Styles is a beast of a man. He looks like a truck. I mean, absolute raw talent. Throughout going through the roof there.
Wow. The quarterback that just shocked me. He's from fucking Rutgers.
Ethan Kalaikimanis. Quarterback
That's a
from
fucking
Rutgers.
mouthful.
Sounds like Greek or something. Quarterback from Rutgers.
That's just that just shocked me when I was like, Rutgers. Damn. It's like, bro, I haven't seen a fucking quarterback drafted out of Rutgers. At least I haven't noticed.
I think they
it.
needed a practice squad quarterback. So
I was gonna say, let's see if he's second. Oh
no,
no, he isn't.
Mariota.
Marcus Mariota. I forgot he's still there.
Ooh, Rashad White is a
Left
good
Tampa Bay.
is a good addition there. But Ja'Cory Cross-Gamera is in fact running back one going into the season.
Crazy though that Jeremy
It's
McNichols.
4-string over Katrin Allen.
But this is the interesting part. You have McLaurin, Scary Terry. You have Stephon Diggs. Don't know who the fuck Antonio.
Don't know who
Williams
that is. I'm surprised Luke McCaffrey isn't in that third spot there.
You also have Van Jefferson, which he's one of those guys. I think to me is
He can catch passes.
yeah.
De'Ami Brown was good on the Jaguars last year too.
And I have no idea who the fuck is he.
Chigo Okonkwo was the Titans tight end last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no
He showed some signs of being a good pass catcher and blocker.
idea.
This would be his second year now on the Commanders.
Oh, they got Kinlaw.
Yeah, Javon Kinlaw's and Adafa Owe from the Ravens.
They are very thin on that defensive line.
Yes,
That's a scary.
that was
thing.
their issue last year. Was they had some of the worst tackles in the league. You know?
Ooh, Frankie Luvu. Shout out Luvu, former Panther and former Jet.
JETS.
Luvu started off his career with the JETS.
And they got Clavon Chasen, who had a fantastic season with the Patriots last year.
Fucking hate the
One of the
Patriots.
reasons why they made the Super
Oh,
Bowl.
they have Dietrich Wise too. He's out right now, but wonder how long he's out.
Nick Cross at safety is good.
Overall, my only thing about I'm just scared with their secondary a little bit.
Yeah,
They're very thin.
Washington's defense is not looking fantastic. I'm not gonna lie.
Tress Way is already hurt.
Tress Way is out with what? How's that possible?
I'm curious now at non-football injury list.
Interesting.
Man, Torres pectoral. Placed
Ow.
ouch.
That's gone for the year probably.
Pectoral muscle. Fuck me.
Kinda
Hey,
need that.
Dark King, welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing?
Kinda need that for kicking. So it looks like Matt Hack is gonna be punting the ball this year.
You got Jake Moody as your kicker.
Yeah, it's a good thing they drafted Sonny Styles. They were lacking on defense. Their offense looks interesting,
But their defense.
but their
is gonna
defense doesn't look good at all. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be tough for them to.
They're not gonna. They're gonna have to outscore a lot of.
It's gonna be tough for them to make the playoffs this year, I think. And I say that still thinking that the offense is gonna have a bounce back year. I just don't think they're all around a good enough team to really
Ouch!
make a huge
Bang,
impact.
bang, bang! Right out
That's-
the gate.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's called the. You got fucked scheduling.
That's 3 losses out of a gate. Sorry,
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one.
that's 3 losses out of the gate.
And
Dub
their
in
first
Indy.
win- Their first win is Indy.
Dub in.
I think they're splitting. I don't think they're splitting with the Giants. I think the Giants are going to beat them now. I'm thinking that now. Now looking at their defense, I'm like, I think the Giants got them.
It's a scary looking defense, and not in a good way. So I kind of agree with you.
I
I don't know what my prediction was before, but I amend it.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Giants winning both those games this year. We got San Fran. I think they're gonna lose to San Fran too.
I think they're going to lose to Ricky Pearsall in the last minute.
Pearsall's hurt, bro.
Oh, well, maybe he'll be back by week 6.
Oh, he's out for the season. They've already.
Right. So,
Ayuk's gonna come off the bench. Somehow.
yeah, okay, he'll come in from the stands. Like driving at 95 miles an hour.
Fucking dumb. He's a dumbass. bus.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he threw his own quarterback under the bus. Then he throws fucking Jaden Daniels under the bus on Instagram. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you're trying to play for Washington, you dumb fuck.
Right. He's maybe early case of CTE going on with that guy. I don't know. It's crazy because he has all the talent in the world to be really a wide receiver one.
Oddly enough, you want to know who I see like bailing San Fran out on him? 2 teams, actually 3 teams: the Raiders, the Jets, and the Browns.
Okay.
3 teams that I
The
could
Browns
see.
I could see. That would just be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, because they're the shit stains for a reason. They'll take anybody that's a reject from their previous team, basically. But I will say,
So we kind of agree on all the wins and losses at this point.
yeah, I'm not very high on them winning very many games. That's a team that
Atlanta's interesting.
I want to hear your opinion. I know we're talking NFC East and West tonight, but
I guess I could give like a little quick thing on Atlanta. I mean, they have Bijan Robinson, so that's all, and Drake London. I mean, that's right there enough to provide them with enough offense to win 7 or 8 games at the minimum, I think.
problem is that they have Tua Tagovailoa, aka the human glass man,
Their quarterback room is awful.
and
Yes.
Michael Penix Jr., who's got knees of glass.
So I'm gonna say Atlanta probably wins 5 games, 5 or 6 games.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm gonna say Washington's not making the playoffs because I don't even know if we really need to go through their
I don't think they will. They have a tough schedule, and also
their defense
I think
is not.
I think there are some games in here like at Tennessee. I think they lose that. Cincinnati, I think they lose that. LA for sure. Goodbye. Houston, I think they lose that.
Philly, Minnesota, I'd even double down on Minnesota winning.
Wow, it's crazy how just going through these team schedules, you actually change your mind on a lot of things.
So now I guess we're going to Philadelphia. Because that changed a lot right there.
So Philadelphia draft picks. Mekhi Lemon, obviously their first pick.
Ooh, that's an interesting pick. They
Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt.
got a tight end to go behind Goder. And
Which
you
is a good idea, probably.
And they drafted some help on the offensive line. Got a quarterback in Cole Payton, which that's going to be interesting. He's probably just a developmental guy, that I would say, because Hurts is far away from being like replaced by any means. Micah Morris. They just did a lot of help on the offensive line. They did some, like, I guess, more or less depth pieces or special teams pieces here on the 7th round. But, like,
I've heard of Uar Bernard has an incredible.
I forgot they have Andy Dalton.
Wow.
The
Tanner
Red Rifle.
And then the Tanner McKee, experiment didn't really work.
I like the Tank Bigsby move there.
That's a solid second behind Saquon.
And Damian Pierce, who had over 1,000 yards for Houston.
I like Damian Pierce, man. I don't know what happened to him.
The receiving core is definitely interesting. They got Wicks, Lemon, Smith, Brown, and Moore as your guys, your main guys.
I like Dontavian Wicks, and I kind of like Hollywood Brown too.
Especially as a third wide receiver.
Yeah. Again, so much of this depends on how good Mekhi Lemon becomes. But I really think it's going to benefit this Eagles offense that they don't have Kevin Patullo calling plays. I mean, it really was an anemic offense that he was running.
Fuck, dude. They still have Lane Johnson there on the. Dude,
Lane
he's
Johnson
been playing forever.
50th year at this point.
Yeah, he's been playing forever.
Yeah.
But
Jordan Mailata's a good tackle.
So they're pretty set. Hey, we got the GOAT Michael Jordan playing left guard for the Eagles.
He do it all. He plays basketball, the baseball, and right guard for the Eagles. or
Left
left guard
guard.
for the Eagles
Yo.
in the year 2026.
Man at 60 years old is playing fucking football. Yo.
And then I mean,
We're of course kidding, guys.
their defense. We don't really need to say much about how good it is.
Ooh, Michael Carter the second, shout out. Former
Yeah,
JETS.
Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, it's just an insane front line. Zach Bond, one of the best linebackers in the league. Jihad Campbell, I like a lot. Tariq Woolen, by the way, from the Seattle Seahawks, lockdown cornerback.
With Jonathan Jones behind him. Cooper DeJean.
I mean, the Eagles' defense is going to be top 3 or top 5 again. I don't think that's a hot take, really. They play in a very tough division, though.
Braden Mann,
That's the thing.
former Jets punter.
Yeah, Braden
Oh,
Mann.
you guys got a good punter then, because that's the one thing that the Jets always have is good punter.
Good punters.
They
They always
fucking
got Pro Bowl
suck,
punting.
because they're always kicking the fucking ball to everybody.
So depth chart. So let's go to their schedule. But yeah, I'm liking the Eagles this year. Offense depending. I think defense is going to be locked down.
Right out the gate, 3-1.
3-1 right out the gate. I agree.
They go Washington, Tennessee, Chicago, and LA. That's their first loss.
Not
right
an
there.
indictment on Chicago. I think they're going to have a good year, but
I think Chicago's gonna suck.
you don't think they're going to be good this year?
I'm not high on them because they lost talent on the defense, and it's just hard to replace that. Like they lose some ball hawks. They let Tremaine Edmonds go.
I think I just have too much faith in what Caleb Williams could become here. I like their offense a lot, actually, but let's see. 3-1 out the gate. Jacksonville, that's a win.
4-1.
5-1.
Carolina.
5-1.
I'm high on Carolina, but I just
Not
against.
not in that game. Not.
So 5-1, and then what did we say with Dallas?
I had them splitting Dallas.
So
This particular game, I think
I had them winning
then that means I had them losing this one because I had Dallas winning the first one.
because I had Dallas winning the later.
But
game.
we do both split Dallas. So
No, I had Dallas losing that game.
right. That's what I'm saying. I had them winning that game.
So we both agreed on that.
Yeah.
So that's 6-1. Washington 7-1. Giants. We said they were gonna win this one. I think.
We did.
Yeah. So 8-2 or is that 8-2? No, it would be 7-2. 7-2.
Bye week.
Bye week. Pittsburgh. That's the problem. Pittsburgh. Which version of Aaron Rodgers are you gonna get? 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, but he has probably the best offense he has had in years.
I don't have faith in a 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers against this monstrosity of a defense. I mean, it's he can't stay in the problem is Aaron Rodgers is not mobile at all.
He's gonna get fucking killed.
And unless Pittsburgh offensive line plays their asses off in that game, I think that this Eagles defense gets to Rodgers quite a bit, actually.
So we're gonna go with a Pittsburgh loss.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh loss. I agree that he does have a great offense to play around this
It's
year.
the best offense he's had.
Yeah.
Plus he has Rico Dowdle and Jalen Warren over there.
Yeah, that's a strong 1-2 punch.
And then of course you got Michael Pittman Jr.
Michael Pittman Jr.
Which
now.
they had no business getting him.
Yeah, no,
And
he's for free.
Indy's a bunch of fucking idiots.
Not to mention DK Metcalf. Freiermuth, who I think is a very underrated tight end.
Yeah.
You can tell me what you want about Pat Freiermuth, but he is massive, great blocker, and can catch contested balls.
So we got 10-2. Or
10-2.
no, 9-2.
9-2.
Then we got Dallas again, and Dallas. This is the first Dallas matchup, right? Yeah.
The second one.
Second one. And I said they. I think they. Yeah, this is the Thursday one.
You had the one losing.
Yeah, so this is Philly winning this game.
Yeah.
And you had them splitting it too.
I had them splitting it.
Yeah, so we're on the same page on this one. So that's 10-2.
Yep.
Arizona, that's 11-3, 11-2. Indy, that's 12-2.
Versus Seattle, that's going to be a good game. Wow. Week 15. Possible NFC championship matchup.
I'm gonna say Philly wins that game.
That's gonna be
it's not in Seattle. That's why.
That's gonna be a tough one. At this point of the season, what version of Seattle are we gonna have? I mean, I think
they're relying on a rookie running back too, with Kenneth Walker the third leaving in free agency.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I think Philly beats them at home week 15, but I think it's gonna be a great game.
Shout out everybody that's tuned in over here on TikTok. Appreciate you all for tuning in. We're almost through the East now. We're going to be taking a flight to the West.
Very fast flight. It's like we're teleporting to the West.
Yeah, teleport to the West. At this point now, we're going to agree with that. So that's 13-2. Houston, I'm going to say that's 14-2.
Yep.
15-2. 16-2. That's basically what we're saying. Is Philly was 16-2.
I mean, for someone who
and I'd say basement for them, I'd say is 11 games.
I think complete basement for them is like 10 games. Again, it's like, what if their offense is like
still ass crackers?
Right. If their offense sucks and Mekhi Lemon's a dud and the new coordinator doesn't work out, I mean, what can you do about that?
Also, guys, just so everyone is aware, we have a gift goal of 23 You're Awesome Cats. Totally leaving it optional for everybody. I don't push the gift goals at all. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of the gift goal and also we're trying to get the likes all the way up to 5K tonight before the end of our stream tonight. See if we can get there. But yeah, basement.
You said you weren't that high on them, but 16-2 is pretty high.
Yeah, after seeing that defense, I kind of shut my fucking mouth a little bit.
Isn't that crazy? It's like you gotta, once you look at the schedules and the depth charts, puts it in perspective.
If you're okay with it, I want to go to Los Angeles.
Sure. Let's do a detour to Los Angeles, NFC West.
Ty Simpson, a.k.a. the successor to Mr.
Matt Stafford.
Matthew
Their
Stafford.
draft certainly was not their strong point of their offseason, but
They also only had 5 picks.
Right. But they only had 5 picks, and listen, if Ty Simpson can be a quarterback that takes Stafford's place,
Simpson to me makes a lot of sense because you're probably going to get another 2 or 3 years out of Stafford.
3 max, I would say. I mean,
And the thing is,
he is aging like LeBron. He's getting better and better.
if you get Simpson, who gets to sit behind Stafford for 2 years, dude, and then you're already in a magical environment with
Puka and Devontae.
Devontae by then is probably gone.
Right.
But
now,
But I'm saying their coach, Sean McVay.
Right.
Like, he's a quarterback guru. We know what you're getting from him.
Yes, we do.
So, and then adding a tight end, Max Clare out of Ohio State, putting behind another guy in that insane offense.
Mm-hmm.
And quite frankly, I'm kind of high on even though I don't really know much about this kid, the CJ Daniels kid, the wide receiver out of Miami. High on him because you're in an offense with Puka and Devontae. This kid's got the perfect opportunity to learn.
Well, and also, I mean, all of the attention on defense is going to be on Puka and Devontae. So whoever that third receiver is on the field, I mean,
Well, we're about to find out.
they're gonna have some chances to be open.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, Jordan Whittington, he's the guy. He has really long hair. He was kind of like their wide receiver 5 last year.
I don't even know any of these guys. Well, if this tells you anything, Daniels is a second stringer.
Mumpfield was also a reserve last year.
I don't know any of these guys on the outside of that. I will say this: look at how many freaking
Stetson
quarterbacks.
Bennett, the 4th from the University of Georgia, go Bulldogs.
Go Dogs.
Yeah.
But damn, they're carrying 4. They're going QB heavy, running backs. You know it's going to be Kyron Williams and Blake Corum for sure. Corum played a pretty good, a sizable role. We'll see what Ronnie Rivers and Jaquiz Hunter do in that running back room. But this is the thing that I thought was interesting. You got Colton Parkinson, Tyler Higbee, Terrence Ferguson, and Max Clare.
Right.
I would say that he's going to be.
Begs the reason why would they draft a tight end when they already have 3. in front
My
of them?
guess is that, well, because Higbee's on the older side. Ferguson, I think, is going to get jumped by Clare. Ferguson's probably going to get cut or put to the other side of the practice squad.
Parkinson is the clear number 1 tight end.
Yeah.
though. He was great last year.
But the fact that they're going to have basically a 3-headed monster is kind of wild at tight end.
It's a lot of versatility that they have on offense.
Their offensive line, they're pretty much bringing back the same crew as last year.
Steve Avila, I believe, was a Pro Bowler. Maybe I'm wrong.
And then also Quisenberry being
Quisenberry's
their
good.
backup.
Yeah.
Damn, that's insane depth.
That
on
is
their
crazy.
end.
That is crazy. And every team can use more tackles, obviously.
And so Miles Garrett isn't going to show up here right now because he's technically injured. But
No, he's right there at linebacker.
oh, he's at
They don't
linebacker.
have him at edge. Listed at edge.
So,
That's interesting.
but dude, imagine when you see Aaron Donald's name back there.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Well, he's already worked out for the team just barely.
So let's just say
And they got
Kobe Turner, Poona Ford, Braden Fisk, Byron Young, Miles Garrett, Jalen Watson, Cam Curl, and Trent McDuffie. I mean, that's just, and Quentin Lake. I mean, that's just an incredible defense.
Harrison Mevis, he was good for them last year. Ethan Evans, I don't know much about.
Yeah, I mean, they just have such a top to bottom,
Their offense
All
is what
around.
scares me the most.
all around great depth.
Another team that I'm going to say right now that I am very high on is Denver.
Yes, Denver's. I'm excited.
That's going to be a shootout
Yeah.
to me. Denver versus the Rams. Well, let's just highlight really quick. That's a possible game of the year. Possible game of the year.
Buffalo too.
Possible game of the year.
Wow,
Um,
the Las Vegas game will be interesting. I want to see how good Vegas is this year.
possible game of the year again.
I think
And-
Kansas City too.
Yes, and then also the 2 Seattle games.
End of the season.
Dude,
Of course, they left them for the end of the season. Oh, that's incredible.
yeah, the schedulers knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, Thursday.
Netflix.
It's gonna be on Netflix.
I forget, dude. The Netflix stream is like.
This
so
is gonna be
laggy.
interesting to say the least. Netflix is gonna start carrying games, bro.
They were carrying games last year. It was far and few between, but they.
I cannot fucking wait to see this.
So when week 1,
When this is where it gets tough. I'm gonna still say Rams win,
when
but it's at Denver. Ooh. But the thing is, the travel isn't as hard for.
But
let's
we
say,
know
East
how
Coast team.
we know how deadly Denver's defense is too.
and we know how hard it is in Denver.
and altitude.
And it's a Sunday night football game.
That's a great. There's some great games
Fuck.
on this schedule, guys.
Fuck. Man.
Denver, Buffalo, Kansas City, 2 Seattles, Dallas.
Fucking easy.
Philly.
I'll decide it on my end. I'm gonna pick Denver. Actually, I'm gonna pick Denver to win this game because they are gonna be fucking loaded. JU, wow, what's going on here? Hey, how's it going, JU? How are you doing, brother? Over on YouTube, man.
Yes, sir.
That's our first YouTube chat of the night. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Denver. I'll agree. I think Denver will win that game, and I think Denver's gonna show everyone that they're for real this year with that win.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna say I'm gonna pick LA versus Philly. Even in Philly, that's
We did have that as a loss for Philly.
yeah. So, 3-1 out the gate. Buffalo. Ooh, on a Monday nighter. Ooh, I'm gonna say the Rams still. That's gonna be game of the year potential.
People were pegging that as the potential Super Bowl last year.
That could be potential Super Bowl this
Maybe
year.
potential Super Bowl this year. Depends what happens in Buffalo. That is a tough one for Buffalo, particularly. They're coming to LA for that.
And it's an early matchup where they're still might be figuring out their offense with new head
I'm
coach.
gonna go LA to get the win against Buffalo.
So we're at 4-1,
In SoFi Stadium.
4-1, 5-1 Arizona,
5-1.
6-1
6-1 Vegas.
Vegas.
Doesn't need explanation.
Chargers.
That's an interesting one.
I'm high on. JU saying I'm going Buffalo. Ooh.
All right. Okay.
All right. I like the fire. I like
the
that.
devil's advocate on that. Buffalo, it's more of just a we'll wait and see with their weapons that they have this year.
DJ Moore interests me.
But
though.
DJ Moore, if he could go back to being sort of that like number one receiver threat,
I just think him and Caleb Williams didn't get along. I think that's kind of the
and I
issue.
think Josh Allen, whatever receiver you are, Josh Allen will make you better. Right? Just playing with him, he opens up the field just so much, and I mean he's just an incredible quarterback to begin with. So.
But who wins, Chargers or? I'm gonna still say the Battle of LA goes to the Rams. I think they're the better LA team.
They are, but I agree with you. I think the Chargers are gonna make a lot of noise this year. I'm gonna go Rams.
Okay. So we got 7-1.
8-1, 9-1,
Yeah. Yeah. Green Bay 10-1.
10-1.
There's another magical one, Kansas City. But since they're gonna be at home, LA is. I'm gonna give it to LA.
You're going 11-1 right now to LA. Kansas City, I think. Wow, I think I'm gonna go upset here, and that is an upset. But I think the Chiefs are.
What the fuck?
The issue with the Chiefs is everyone every year going into the season will be it's not gonna be the same. They don't have it, but then they prove people wrong every
They
single
do
year.
have Kenneth Walker III, which is probably their best running back they've had on that squad.
In the Mahomes era,
More
yes,
than likely, yeah.
I would say so. I'm gonna go Kansas City wins that one. And that will be an upset though, because
So that
Rams will be favored.
I have them at 12-1, or no,
No, you have them at 11-1. I have them at 10-2.
All right. But also pause real quick. Look at the schedule there for a minute. Wednesday, November 25th. Holy hell! Football games on a Wednesday.
What?
That's why I was like, what the fuck earlier.
Is the NFL playing with new scheduling this year? Wednesday. I thought Thursday
they're not
night.
doing it. They're not doing it on Thanksgiving. That's my. only thought.
It's that week of Thanksgiving where they have football all week, I think.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Right. But that's just as an NFL player, I mean, you gotta hate that.
Yeah, especially. Oh wait, they're coming off a bye week.
They are coming off a bye week, but it's just
So
It's
for
like,
them,
it's like when you disrupt your sleep schedule, I feel like. It's like...
it's fucked.
Yeah, this is not the day I'm aiming for.
So we got San Fran. I'm gonna say another win for the Rams. And then we got another game of the year potential NFC championship here too with Dallas.
Yeah, I could see a world where that happens. We already talked about how great we think Dallas could be.
The battle of two great 1-2 punches as well. We got CD and George versus Puka and Devontae.
That's why that could be a game of the year candidate because of that.
I'm gonna say right now that's a high scoring affair.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be, especially because you don't have to worry about snow affecting that one, unless Mother Nature decides to make it snow in fucking Los Angeles,
which would very much worry a lot of people.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen a lot, right?
Yeah, if it's all of a sudden a blizzard in LA, I'm gonna shit my pants December 20th.
Right. You know, we're supposed to be getting the snow here in Vermont, not them.
All right. And their stretch to end the season is crazy.
Seattle.
But Merry Christmas.
Wow. What a game.
On a Christmas day, wow, the NFL gave us a fucking Christmas present right there.
LA, Seattle, 8:15, Christmas night. That is a must-watch, must-be-there event right there.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be working. Fuck me running. Well, you bet your ass I'll be listening to that game while I work.
Bro. That's wild. Have it streaming on your phone or something.
Oh, 100%. Because I'm like, dude, I think that's a disservice. I've always felt, though, even working in hospitality, Christmas is one of those days. Everybody should have it off.
Correct. Everyone.
Pretty much. Unless you're like hospital people.
Yes, but those that do work on Christmas should be getting paid overtime immediately. Like,
oh yeah,
like I feel like
automatically getting time and a half.
Yes, that's one day of the year that's really supposed to be centered towards being with your loved ones more than anything, more than anyone else. And like I said, if you gotta go to work on that day, they should have to pay you.
Well, though I don't feel bad too much for the football players because they make a fucking fuckload.
NFL players, it's a different story. I mean, you're making millions to play a game that any of us, well, with the head injuries, I wouldn't want to be an NFL player necessarily, but you get the point, you know.
Let me be a backup. I'll play backup quarterback.
Backup quarterback or a punter. I would be down.
Yeah, they don't usually carry backup punters.
Well, no, I'd just be a punter. I'd be down to be a punter.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about being a punter, though, when you do get fucking hit,
ow.
Yeah, ow. Dude, because the sad part with a punter I've seen, when he gets hit, it's always bad. They always get fucked
because
up.
They're mid-kick and they're
mid-kick and they get fucking...
Yeah, they get bombed.
Yeah, no.
So what is the prediction here at Seattle?
Oh, fuck.
We said Seattle was... I think we were going to split it with Seattle. That's what we said, right?
I think we'll say Seattle at Seattle on Christmas Day is going to be a win for Seattle. And then I think they're beating Tampa Bay. And then I think they beat Seattle in the last game of the season.
Okay.
But actually, I'm going to take that back. I think they beat Seattle in Seattle. They beat Tampa Bay. And then the last week of the season, by that point, they've only lost 2 games. Right? On my end, I would say they're sitting that last week of the season and saying that they're going to rest their players against Seattle.
All right. I'm going to agree with you on that. We have them at the same record, which is what? 14 and 3, 15 and 2.
Yeah, 14 and 3.
The point is the Rams are most definitely a Super Bowl favorite.
100%.
Next in the NFC West, we got Seattle or San Fran.
Yeah, we'll go Seattle. And if you want to start it, broski, be my guest. I gotta use the bathroom, brother.
Go for it.
Gotta piss like a Russian racehorse.
Yeah. Well, it do be like that. So let's see. Taking a look at their draft class here, guys. There's a lot to be excited from this draft class. I mean, a lot of their picks were later round guys, but like a Julian Neal from Arkansas, Bud Clark, safety from TCU in the second round there. They bolstered up their secondary, which, again, they lost Tariq Woolen, which they kind of need to bolster up their secondary. But along with that, you get Jadarian Price from Notre Dame, who I'm not saying he's going to fill the Kenneth Walker void immediately, but that provides an interesting option to use along with Charbonnet there. Charbonnet being kind of like the goal line back, and Jadarian Price could maybe slide into that number one position there. Other than that, not a whole lot to say about their draft class. So we're going to go to their depth chart. Now, you got Sam Darnold at quarterback, and everyone who was talking so much shit about Sam Darnold is really regretting that now. I mean, good for him. He won a Super Bowl. And I'll wait for Homie to get back before I say the thing about the Jets. But Zach Charbonnet, starting running back. Jadarian Price with the second spot already locked up. You got Smith and Jigba, who had a breakout season last year. I mean, he was wide receiver one at a lot of points during the season. Oh yeah, so I'm going over their depth chart, and I was saying how Sam Darnold, the Jets drafted a Super Bowl champion, guys, and Sam Darnold, and whoever was hating on him before, they're regretting it now, because
Also, this big ass light off. Yeah, it's like this big this lamp that's fucking ultra powerful.
and Jadarian Price, rookie from Notre Dame, a good little 1-2 punch with Charbonnet there. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, he's not going to take Kenneth Walker's spot immediately, but it'll be interesting to see how he does in the backfield there.
And then they have Jadarian Price, right?
That's what I was just talking about, Jadarian Price.
They're still going to be able to run that 1-2 punch, which is gonna be
I
interesting.
love the combo of Shaheed and Jigba. We saw last season how good. I mean, what a deadline acquisition to get Shaheed from the Saints.
I forgot that he was on the Seahawks.
Yeah, what a deadline acquisition that was. I mean,
The
really.
Saints were crazy in that sense, but also I will say this: now with Shaheed being able to take a lot of pressure off of Cup, will Cup be able to kind of, in a way, return to form, if that makes sense? Like, will he be able to have a little bit of a bounce back here? He's never going to be the Cooper Cup we saw from 4 years ago,
Right.
or even 3 years ago.
But I could see a world where he gets a little bit of a bounce back here. Because, again, there's going to be so much attention from the defense focused on Njigba, who's probably going to get double teamed most routes, right? And then Shaheed, who can just blow by the defense. They're going to send a lot of safeties back to try to deal with him. I think Cooper Kupp, that opens up a lot of space in the middle of the field for Cooper Kupp.
The other thing I'm curious about, what is their defense looking like now? Oh my fucking god, I forgot they have DeMarcus Lawrence. And they have Fowler.
Dante Fowler. That's a
And they got Leonard Williams. Ooh, shit. Oh, shit.
They have incredible depth on defense. I mean, Bud Clark is a second free safety. He could be starter on most teams. We got.
I'm just curious about their secondary with corners,
I mean-
just because losing Reek Wallen.
Yeah, losing Reek Woolen is not ideal. You're expecting a lot of Josh Jobe and Julian Neal there, but Eamon Wari we saw last year. What a great rookie he was last year. But really just such a beast. Devon Witherspoon, Ernest Jones.
The thing I'm curious about is who is truly gonna step up in that secondary.
You're gonna need a massive Josh Jovier. Really, it looks like. Maybe Shamar Jean Charles there on the third line. Maybe he can do something cool.
They still have the Pro Bowler Jason Meyer, former Pro Bowler. I will say this: interesting to have Shaheed being your punt returner and kick returner.
He's just so fast. Dude.
I get that, but I'm like, that's putting a lot on your number 2 wideout.
It's true. That's a good point. But again, you saw Jadarian Price in the second string there. Maybe he takes that spot over.
So, hot take: Drew Lock gets cut by the end of preseason. Jalen Milroe gets placed into the second spot.
I think Jalen Milroe would be more interesting to have as a backup than Drew Lock.
That's the kid from Alabama.
Yeah.
So, and he's got some legs.
He's got a big arm too.
Like, I'm interested to see how he does there.
Him or Anthony Richardson,
But now we can go over to their schedule. It's gonna be another really good fucking season. That's gonna be a Wednesday game to watch.
Seahawks, Patriots,
Rematch of
the first game of the season. Wednesday, September 9th. Here we have a theme going on with Wednesdays.
Why the heck? Wait, normally they do it the first Thursday.
Yeah,
That's
very weird, this Wednesday thing. I don't know what's going
okay.
on.
So I guess fantasy draft's gonna be on a fucking Monday then.
Yeah.
Or it might be the Sunday before. Like,
By the way, if anyone is watching wants to play fantasy, we do need how many players? 5?
I'm not sure at the moment because I might have a couple more people that want to join that hit me up on Instagram today. Actually.
Great. Okay. And
I thought we were gonna have a hard time filling 12. Fucking think so.
no, I mean you get a couple people through these streams that want to play. I mean,
like
we'll find people.
that's the crazy part about it.
We will find people, brothers.
Who are you picking in that game? That's gonna be a tough.
Seahawks Patriots week 1. We see week 1s be weird every year. I mean, the damn Raiders beat the Patriots last year in week 1, and then after that, the Raiders were the worst team in the league. So I'm
gonna say New England wins that game. I hate the Patriots, but AJ Brown making his debut.
I think the Patriots win because
Oh wait, it's in Seattle.
no, but I still think the Patriots win that. I think Drake May AJ Brown combo is going to link up week 1 and it'll be a beautiful thing to watch. That's my prediction.
Right. And
Win at Denver. That's a great game.
I'm gonna say that's a loss for Seattle. So
Okay.
I got them going 4-2 out the gate.
I'm going to say 4-2 for me as well.
Kansas City. That's a fucking tough one. I think because they have the 10-day layoff, though, I'm gonna pick Seattle.
Yeah, that's a nice little break to have. Against Kansas City, man.
It's in Seattle.
I mean,
though.
what good games these are going to be. But I think I agree with you. I think Seattle takes that from Kansas City.
I see them beating Chicago, Arizona, Las Vegas.
Ooh, that's a little plushy part of the schedule there.
Yeah, that's a ass-kicking
series.
fiesta part of the schedule. Yeah, that's good old-fashioned ass-kicking.
I think they go into the bye week fresh off of beating those 3 teams.
And 4 teams.
Well, those 4 teams, yeah, with Kansas
So
City.
after losing Denver, then they
Win
were at
4
4-2, so they go 8-2. to
8-2.
go into the break, the bye week, I should say. And then San Fran, Dallas. I'm going to say I'm not as high on San Fran, so I'm going to go.
I think they beat San Fran
Yep.
in California.
And this was the fucking game of the year type of thing too. Dallas and Seattle at home for
Right.
Seattle. I'm gonna pick Seattle.
You know what? I think Seattle wins for sure.
They beat the Giants. And there's another good fucking game.
I think we had them splitting with Philly.
Yeah. Oh no, they don't play Philly more than once. So
Oh right.
I fuck. I'm gonna have Philadelphia win that game,
Okay, Philly wins that. I agree.
and then that's a win for Seattle. Win for Seattle,
And loss.
and loss on that one. So, sleep. 12-5 on the season. I think it is
Sounds about right.
12-5,
Ceiling, 13-14 wins.
and then basement probably 9.
Basement 9 is a good take.
Okay, now we go to our last team, San Francisco. San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Oh, they got
Deshaun Stribling, that's who it is. The
wide receiver out of Ole Miss, edge rusher. Then they got another running back. They're gonna need that.
Yeah, they need all the running back depth they can get.
After this, do we want to run over quickly a couple fantasy players' names?
Sure.
All right, it's up to you. It's fucking almost.
Yeah,
1:30.
I might dip at 1:30 though. I'm kind of
You're
tired.
good, brother. Oh, I only had a 1 o'clock for the stream, man.
Oh really?
Yeah, I do 11 to 1 usually.
I'll be down to like 10 more minutes or something.
Yeah.
We got to finish off the Niners at least here.
Oh, Adrian Martinez with the Niners.
Wait, go to their depth chart. Oh, you're on it.
Those are their rosters.
Brock Purdy, Mac Jones, great little backup.
Christian McCaffrey, Jordan James, Kalen Black, and Isaac Guerrero. Why is Guerrero their fourth string?
Right? He was their second string for a while.
That's crazy.
He actually did a pretty good job when filling in.
Oh, Demarcus Robinson's on this team? And Ayuk's so buried down the fucking depth chart.
Yeah, he's done. They got
they brought back Debo.
and they got Christian Kirk, which is a nice addition.
That's wow.
And if Stribling can be something, that's a solid wide receiver corner. Now I'm looking at it.
And Demarcus Robinson as well. If Ayuk can even do anything.
Yeah,
this year.
I don't believe in him at all. He's not. He's done.
George Kittle.
It shocks me that he's on the third string. I don't know why they.
I was gonna say, like, click on him really quick. Reserve DNR. What does that mean?
Knee.
Will remain on the reserve / left squad. Oh,
It's
so
just
he's
not.
done.
He's done, dude.
Yeah, he's toast. Stick him in
Sad
stick a fork-
case.
Stick a fork in him. He's done. He's gonna get traded if anything.
Yeah, probably to the Browns, who will pay him $150 million. Sorry for shitting on the Browns too much, but
We've taken massive shits on the Browns.
like they kind of just deserve it.
Pun intended.
Okay,
The shit stains.
their defense again, injuries. Can they stay healthy? Because they
Bosa.
have Nick Bosa, they have Drake Greenlaw, they have
Fred
Fred Warner, Lenore, Jair Brown. I mean, they have a great defense, but can they stay healthy?
Eddie Pinheiro kicking the ball for him.
Yeah, Pinheiro is very accurate. Well, I think he was actually the most accurate kicker last year.
Now that makes sense why Guerrero is their
Kick returner, that's why.
Pearsall out. I'm pretty sure IR.
Done for the year.
Yeah, knee. One of the most
Surgery.
prominent athletes isolated PCL injury, making it difficult to set expectations for rehab length. Oh, so he's not fully out, but he is out for.
That doesn't sound like he's coming back this year. One of the few athletes to have this surgery, an isolated PCL injury. That doesn't sound like
The problem is that you could. Yeah, they're saying Pearsall to have season-ending surgery.
yeah.
So if he comes back, you might as well say it's going to be
If he comes back, it's not going to be till
like week 12.
very late in the season, anyways.
But the cool part for that, if he does come back this year, that's a
Big
shot in the leg right there. That's a beautiful like boost right at the end of the season when these guys are all going to be tired. And bringing back Deebo Samuel, that should be interesting as well.
Yeah, Debo. I mean, we all know how good he was on Washington. I think he can find this magic again.
Yeah, I've read that they're going to move him all over the place again like they did before. And
Yeah.
plus, you have to have a little bit of faith in Kyle Shanahan, one of the most brilliant offensive minds in the entire fucking league.
Right. Kyle Shanahan proves year in, year out why he is an incredible offensive mind.
Absolutely. Schedule time, I'd say.
Okay. Check the schedule out.
Loss. So hot take. I'm saying Miami's gonna only win one game this year.
That's not a hot take. Miami's dog shit. They have Devon Achane. That's quite literally.
And Malik Willis, which I have belief in Malik Willis.
They are projected to have one of the worst defenses in the league. They're projected to have one of the worst trench play, tackle and guard play in the league. They have Malik Willis, who, as a Titans fan, I wanted him to be good, but
Better than Will Levis.
Their wide receiver core, I'm pretty sure Tutu Atwell is their number one, if I'm not mistaken. So, all of that to say, Miami...
They have some Washington guy as their number one.
Miami winning one game would be less of a shock to me than, let's say, like, LA winning like 14 or 15 games. I just have no faith in Miami.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's gonna be a fucking ass kicking. Miami.
But I think they're doing it on purpose. I think they're trying to build draft stock
and try to build around Willis.
Right, something.
Because they gave him a 3-year deal. So
they did. So a couple of years to develop.
They know. Well, they also know that this year's a fucking lost cause.
They know. Yeah.
And they're about as lost as the Cleveland shit stains. So
Miami being the worst team in the league this year would not be a shock at all. And actually, that's why I'm avoiding. Speaking of fantasy, that's why I'm avoiding Devon Achane in all drafts. I get it. He's going to have a heavy workload. I get it. He's ultra talented.
He's going to get fucking hurt.
He's going to get hurt with the amount of touches he's going to get. And it's not even that. It's just like he's playing behind the worst, line in the league. I don't have faith in that pick.
Yeah.
It's like drafting a Jets player,
Man.
Brees Hall,
I'm drafting Brees.
Brees could be good this year, though.
Arizona, that's going to be another win for San Fran. Denver, that's a loss. Seattle, that's a loss. Washington, I could see them beating Washington.
Yeah.
Atlanta, I think that's a win. So 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 4 and 3 out the gate. We pretty
I agree. I agree with all that.
hit the bye week, play Vegas,
Beat
5
Vegas.
and 3.
Dallas lost.
5-4.
Minnesota. I'm gonna go loss on that. I think
5 and
Minnesota's gonna have a good year.
5 and 6.
Yeah.
what
5
do
and 7. I mean,
5 and 7. 5 and 8.
This is where they lose control of the schedule here. I mean, look at this brutal murderers row. The last 5 weeks minus Arizona.
Yeah. So
Wow.
6 and 11. Is that
Yeah.
relatively fair to say?
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
think
they beat the Chargers, so 7 maybe.
I don't think it's a hot take to say that the Niners don't make playoffs.
I'm gonna say so basement. I'm saying they win 5 games. Is their basement?
Total basement is 5 games. That's like injuries are abroad. Their just offense doesn't get it going.
And I'm gonna say their top is 10, because if they hit what their potential could be with Evans and Debo, they could win 10 games. They just have to win games that, like,
And if Stribling is good too, they just need to win like those New York, Minnesota, Atlanta,
the toss-ups.
Washington. They need to win those games if they're going to be 10 wins, you know?
Yeah, because if they beat Arizona, they beat the Chargers, they beat the
Well,
Giants.
first they need to beat those guys that they can beat, Arizona and Vegas.
They beat Minnesota, they beat Atlanta, they beat Washington. Like, those are the games that they need to win.
Right.
They're basically toss-ups, where it depends on which 49ers team rolls out. But really quick, just gonna say, for first time being on a podcast with me,
Yeah, let's go.
hats off to J802 over here.
Thank you, theroo802, for letting me crash the podcast tonight. It was
Hey.
a lot of fun, dude.
Always welcome, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. This was cool, dude. And it's just good to, like, it's also cool too because you can really flush out what your real thoughts are on these teams going into the year and what games there are to look forward to.
So oddly enough, guess what team I'm attacking tomorrow? I mean, what division I'm attacking tomorrow?
Let's
Minnesota.
go. The NFC
North.
You got Minnesota in there. That's
Minnesota,
gonna be,
Green Bay, Chicago, and Detroit. That's gonna be a hell division.
that's gonna be a crazy division.
And
By the way, a lot of these divisions are hard to predict. It's just you gotta like do your best intuition.
you also are more than welcome to join me for any streams in the future.
I will very much let you know. I think this could very much be a semi-regular thing that we do, just because, like I said, it's just really nice to be able to talk about this with somebody that knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely. Before, just gonna say really quick, guys, I'm gonna sign off here. We went a little bit over time, but you know what? It's all good. Appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight.
Peace.
God bless. Love you all. Peace out.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Thanks for having me. And just like that.
And then watch.
So does it tell